Here's the first time here.
First time in the city. We've actually landed here and been up into Chateau Lake Louise and Banner.
Now, what do you know about our city?
Not a whole lot, but it seems like there's a lot of my heritage around here.
Have you ever been in a room with 800 Italian men before?
No, it's going to be a little nerve-wracking. Could use a little Italian women.
What are you up to now?
I got a lot of little things going on just to keep me busy. I got two boys that are, still trying to play and finish up in college, so I'm chasing them around, and that's about it.
All right, let's talk football. 1982, the catch. Did you know at that time when you threw that pass to Dwight Park that it was going to start that whole thing?
No, when I threw it, I didn't think it was as high as it was, and I got knocked down, and the guy, he caught the ball, and I didn't know how high he jumped to catch it, but until the equipment manager told me that he jumped out of the stadium, and I told him he was crazy. Not until I saw it on TV.
So you probably still can't see it now.
Oh no, I've seen it way too many times.
All right, I want to ask you about the other catch. In 1989, you were playing against Cincinnati, the Super Bowl, the drive. Now I heard a story that you looked up in the stands, in the huddle, and you saw a famous comedian in the stands. And the guys were all in the huddle. They were nervous, and you were, "Hey, that's John Candy." Is that a true story?
Yeah, it really wasn't about the guys in the huddle. There was one guy in the huddle who was a people watcher.
Right.
And all week long when he'd go out to dinner and around the hotel, he would come back and tell us who he'd seen, what famous people. Well, TV timeouts are a long time. In the Super Bowl, we had been standing there for a while waiting to go. And I'd known John because he tried to get me to go to Toronto many years
John
ago.
Candy wanted you to go play for the Argonauts.
Yeah, so we'd had a couple meetings and discussions over it, and he just happened to be framed between two guys' shoulders, and I hadn't heard Harris Barton, who was the guy I was talking about, hadn't mentioned him, so I thought he'd be interested.
Right, and you 3 minutes later, you're in the end zone.
Well, yeah, somewhere a little less than that, but we were in the end zone.
Who was the second best receiver you ever threw to? I think Jerry Rice was probably number one.
Probably between John Taylor and Dwight Clark. They were a little bit different styles of receivers, but both of them were pretty good.
Best defensive player you ever came up against?
As a linebacker, you're looking at somebody like Lawrence Taylor, who I was not really, I considered him a defensive end most of the time, but, and Reggie White.
Who gave you the most trouble?
Both of those guys.
Both of those guys.
You just have to worry about them wherever they are.
Who was the craziest football player you ever played with or against? Romanowski?
Well, Romanowski fits in there, but Hacksaw Reynolds was pretty crazy way back in the day. There's a guy named Minuski who I played with in Kansas City. He was pretty crazy.
Let's talk about Saturday Night Live. You were on there, and as far as athletes go, they usually stink. You did a great job that night. What do you remember about being on SNL? And who were you with on the show?
Actually, it was with Walter Payton, but Dana Carvey was there, and that era when he was there, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of hurry up and change, right? They go through a script and then they change it, and you go through it again, and then right before you go on live, they just change it again. I just learned the lines. Now you're gonna change it again.
They didn't make you wear a dress. They made Peyton Manning wear a dress.
That's all right.
Which is good. Last question: is Alex Smith good enough to get the 49ers to the Super Bowl with that team he's got around him?
I think so. I mean, the defense, as long as they continue to play as well as they have, and they've added a couple weapons to the offense, so we'll see. They had a pretty good year last year offensively, and hopefully they continue to.
Joe, welcome to Calgary. Good luck tonight, buddy. Thanks a lot. All right.